Right, hi, welcome to a quick video about this, the Casio CA-53W. It probably doesn't need much of an introduction, but I will give it an introduction. This is the iconic Casio calculator watch, first launched in 1988 and worn by Marty McFly in Back to the Future 2 and 3. And I think it really is a must for any Casio collection, really. Hence I've got one. Cost you anything between sort of 20, 30, 40 quid depending on which way the wind's blowing, but typically as a ballpark 25 quid for one of these old style ones, maybe 30 depending where you get them from. So yeah, it's the calculator watch, the CA-53W, and I'm not going to do an operation or a breakdown of all the features or anything because there's plenty of those videos online. If you want me to do one, then leave a message below and I will I'll try and put a operational video up together. But what I wanted to do today was really just talk about my thoughts about this watch and where I wear it, and just a few things I don't like about it, really. So first of all, it's a nice, good sized watch, if you ask me. I've got a 6.5-inch wrist, and as you can see, that fits quite nicely on there. The strap is a nice strap, actually. It's quite wide. The lug width here is 20 millimeters. Although this is actually one of my complaints, which I'll come on to in a second. The calculator is relatively easy to use. It's not that difficult. You obviously switch it to the calculator mode. 10 plus 5 equals 15. There you go, it works. And it's a calculator watch. It doesn't have a light, it doesn't have it does have a stopwatch. It's not quite so easy to use, but the stopwatch buttons, these ones down here. Where do I wear it? I wear this to work. It's got a kind of a geeky look. I work in a sort of tech industry, and for a cheap watch, it actually it looks quite good with a shirt, to be honest with you, because it's quite slim that way as well. It works quite well under a shirt. So yeah, nice watch, looks stylish. Back to a few things that I don't like about it. So I've mentioned the strap. So this lug width here is 20 mil, which in itself is no problem. Strap's a nice strap. It's got a good feel to it, and it's actually a nice soft pliable strap. I like the strap on this one. However, one of my favorite watches, the Casio W21800, Casio W218H. There's a couple of them there. I've got 4 or 5 of these. You've got here the W800, the MRW200, and then one of the Casio Royales. I've got a few of these as well, the AE1200WH. So the sort of Illuminator range, these here, and even the Casio F91W, all of these have an 18 mil lug, which means that I can swap the straps around. Now, you might not be that bothered about doing that, but this strap on the W218H is one of my favorite straps. I've quite often put this on the MR200 because it's a little bit thicker, a little bit chunkier. It actually works really well as a strap-on across most of these watches. There are third-party watches from Schemy, which have different colours, and it means that you can accessorize and you can just have a lot of fun with that strap across quite a number of watches. So that is my number one complaint about this, because I would like to try this on this strap. My number 2 complaint is it doesn't have a light, which means if I want to wear this out in an evening, it's not that easy to check the time unless you hold it under a light or something. I do go camping quite a bit. These are my sort of go-to camping watches because it's very straightforward to switch the light on in the night to catch the time. So, and finally, the operators, that's basically the plus, minus, multiply, divide signs. Those are in red, and I don't know how this is coming out on the video at the moment, but unless you're in really good lighting, it's very difficult to see those colors there. You can clearly see the digits, but you can't see the operator symbols. Now, they've addressed this on the newer models, so you'll have seen perhaps that you can now get these in green, white, blue, red. I actually have to get 1 or 2 of those myself because they do look quite cool. And in that one, you can actually see these because they've made them all white, which is actually an improvement, and actually would make it a lot easier to use as a calculator. So yeah, so there you go. Casio CA-53W. I really like this watch. It does look good. It does often start a conversation. Quite often a conversation being, what sort of a nerd are you wearing a watch like that? But do you know what? I don't mind. I like it. It's a good fun watch. But as I said, I'd perhaps like to try a different strap. A light would be useful, and the newer models have already addressed this, but these operators in white would make a lot more easy reading